Hello everyone, welcome to Outward, the Platinum walkthrough. I am playing the Definitive Edition on the PS5, but just as a little disclaimer, you can also use this guide to get all the trophies for the vanilla version of the game. So I will point some differences in trophies out when it becomes relevant. There's just a few here and there. The basics are pretty much the same. I will also be doing all the quests on one single character, so spoiler, there are 4 faction quests we can complete, but only one per playthrough. I'm going to use some save file manipulation so I can lay a solid foundation with my character and then download the save file again after I completed a faction quest so I can start another and can reap all the rewards that will be safely stored in my split screen account on a second character basically. So I will be using some split screen and legacy chest shenanigans because there are first some trophies for legacy chests, especially it's basically just one trophy, but I want to keep all the things that I achieve. All the items will be safely guarded by my stockpile Thomas character. So if any of this doesn't make sense to you right now, it will eventually. It was just a little heads up. You, some may consider this game breaking, but I want to play the game how I enjoy it, and I enjoy the game by keeping all the stuff that I earn. So let's start a new game. We choose normal mode. You can go hardcore if you want, but for our purposes, normal should be enough. Your gender and race has no impact on anything in the game, so make sure you choose whatever you like. You're going to see this character for a few hours, so might as well create one that suits you. So let's get started. All my life I've lived within the safety of Cierzo, spared the brutality of the world outside. But life in Arai is never that easy. For all the safety that my tribe provides, our laws are harsh. We are judged not as individuals, but as bloodlines. The failures of my bloodline weigh heavy on me. My grandmother brought ruin to our tribe long ago, bringing a heavy blood price upon my family. We've paid the debt caused by her actions ever since. I joined an expedition across the sea with my old friend Izan, hoping the money made there would be enough to clear my debts. This was a mistake. I'm lucky to still be breathing after our ship hit rocks on the return voyage. Now I have no choice but to pick myself up yet again and face the wild, untamed land outside the walls. I must carve out my own future or die trying. Alright. A little bit of flavor to the story early on, so we know what's going on. You can ignore these makeshift torches. You can create them yourself pretty easily. We are just going to focus on the important stuff, like some wonderful gaberries. There's a tailored attire here. One more seaweed on this area of the beach. And then we will proceed. Follow this water here. And we will find our first weapon, a fishing harpoon. As the name suggests, this harpoon can also be used for fishing. Then we will follow these torches, kind of, to find a bandage and another gayberry bush. There's a campfire here with our buddy Izan, mourning the death of one of our crew's members. Jesus. Unequip your tethered attire, so he will give you a second one for free.
You'll catch a cold if you wander around without any clothes.
Where are we, Izan? The last thing I remember was our ship hitting a rock.
We're not far from home. You can see the lighthouse from here, can't you?
Ido made it out alive? Too? Thank Elad.
He's a Kazite. He was born on a ship. Go ahead and sleep in one of the extra bedrolls.
Alright, so apparently another survivor of our crew is named Ido. He went to Cierzo to get some help, and we are currently waiting for him to return with the helpers. In the meantime, we can open a junk pile over here, take the silver, flint and steel and linen cloth. Wood can be easily gained from interacting with one of the many trees. There's just a few places in the game where you may bring some wood beforehand, but we are now focused on the seaweed. There are 2 on this section of this beach here, and next we have a gayberry bush that we want to gather from. It's right over here. Okay. Now, if you are new to the game, I recommend you go to your crafting menu, you decraft the tattered attire, and you use 1 linen cloth and 1 seaweed to create the ice rag. This is our first recipe. We have to learn 50 in total, just so you know. Also, it infuses your weapon with elemental damage, so it just increases your damage output. There are 2 enemies here, and if you don't know what you're doing, I recommend you use that to up your chances. But I am not going to do that. I will be showing you one of the easiest way to defeat them. I mean, they're not hard anyway, but if you don't know anything about the combat here, you could get wrecked, because this is a survival game. We want to stack the odds to our favor, and we only want to fight when we know that we can win. And 2 enemies at the same time is not in our favor. Let's draw them apart. Can be a little tricky sometimes. Many times they will just both come running. Okay, that's good. Let's separate them, and we are going to circle this hyena until it attacks. You may have to walk a little towards it. Weapons also have different movesets. So it's nothing really special. We picked up a raw meat, hide and predator bones, but you can use the cross button for a normal attack and do that as long as you have stamina. You can also do 1 normal attack and 1 special attack with square. With this spear, it's a poke and a backward slash, and you can do 2 normal attacks and 1 special, and you do a forward slash. You also have the running attack, and also... No, there's no rolling attack. Alright, never mind. I don't roll so much, so I don't know. But yeah. There are a few different weapon types in the game. All have their unique capabilities. And some may prove more useful than others. So in my opinion, the spear weapons are the most beginner friendly. So if you're struggling, if you're getting hit a lot with these, you can put out some damage and from a safe distance, but they don't have so much impact. So as you can see in the top right corner, there's an impact number. The enemies have a red health bar, and also it's probably a gray stability bar. You want to deplete the stability bar of the enemies. This should be your primary focus, because if you stagger them when their stability bar is at 50%, you will stagger them and eventually knock them to the ground. And when that happens, of course, they cannot strike you. And I think that is pretty nice. Okay, we have some items in here. Unfortunately, our pouch is overweight. I don't understand why it's called pouch over there, but pocket in your inventory. So, yeah, whatever. Go into your crafting menu, use the tattered attire you have left, and use the 2 hide you have received. And we have our second recipe learned, the makeshift leather attire. Equip that so you have more capacity in your pouch. Then we are going to follow up this little piece, this little river thingy. River is probably too big, but I don't know the word right now. Let's drink some more water. You can see at the bottom of the screen there is a little icon, which means that we are now under the effect of water. It grants us stamina, recovery, and also hot weather defense. Hot weather, you say. You can see this is our vitals are pretty important to keep in mind. We have health, stamina, and mana. Mana currently is at 0, but we also have some needs which need to be taken care of, or we will have negative effects on our character. And temperature also has an impact on our performance. So that's pretty much it for now. I'll dip more into those subjects when they become relevant. There is this gayberry bush and one more. This ochre spice beetle we just received, pretty valuable for some recipes, especially early on. So you don't want to just eat it willy-nilly. You want to make sure you only use what you really need, but at the same time be as prepared as possible. And now we are going to take a little rest next to this corpse here, to the bonfire. Ah, always nice. Looks comfy. Unconsciousness comes quickly, and you dream of being ensnared in something. With a yelp, you jump out of your bed. Relief floods you as you recognize where you are. You're back in your old bed at home, the lighthouse in Cierzo. Isan must have brought you back to your family's lighthouse. Only your aching body tells you that the shipwreck you suffered was not a nightmare. So, unfortunately, our ship really hit rocks, our crew's really dead, our spoils from our journey are down for the count. I'm going to open this primitive satchel over here before I equip it and dump all the items from my pouch to it. Any item you pick up will from now on automatically be transferred to your backpack. Let's open the stash. Let's take out the items. Oh. I am also going to save some of my mining picks and fishing harpoons. The final quest line in the game from the DLC may require you to have some fishing harpoons and mining picks, but don't think about it for now too much. Just save about, I don't know, 5 of each and you'll be good. Let's loot everything we have in the lighthouse. Let's unequip the lamp and head outside. Enter Cierzo streets. Okay, apparently there's a armed mob outside our house. I'm sure they don't want to welcome us back.
Rise and shine, trog spawn. You think you can nip off for 4 months and not pay what you owe the tribe?
A blood price is sacred. You can't just shrug off that responsibility.
If I don't see the money from you by the time I count to 10, you'll regret you ever came home!
You know I can't pay it. All the money we made in Orochi is at the bottom of the bay.
Yeah, you were on that ship too, weren't you? How many lives must your family be responsible for destroying before enough is enough?
It's also a nice name for an NPC, lady on the left. Stop this right now. You're being unreasonable. Don't make this violent. It's always good to threaten people who are pissed at you.
If you can't make the payments you missed, we will seize your home!
Enough of this! 12 people are dead. Stop this shameful behavior at once! To threaten someone like this while the lost lives are still fresh is an insult to their memory.
But Chamber Lady Aberdeen.
I said that is enough! If you want to resume discussions after the mourning period, feel free. Oliel, see these people off, would you?
You heard, Mother. Away with you, or I will personally see to it that you get double shifts of guard duty.
I'm sorry that was the first thing you woke up to. Please forgive them. Many of them have lost family and are not thinking straight.
I can't believe they want to seize my home. Can't you do something?
If I could do more, I would. The most I can do for you is declare a mourning period and buy you a little time. That gives you a few days to pay back the money. Either gather the money or earn a tribal favor, and they won't be able to touch you. Once you can make the payment, come see me. Please find a way to make it work.
I can't possibly accomplish that. I need more time.
A dozen people lost their lives in that shipwreck, leaving grieving kin behind. Their need outweighs yours. You must find a way to pay what is owed to the tribe. The last thing I want is to confiscate your home.
This blood price is unfair. You can't hold me responsible for things that are out of my control.
Have you forgotten why your family bears this blood price?
So, when our grandmother was chamber lady, she turned away the followers of Elet in our time of greatest need, forcing the tribe to pray only to the five winds for protection.
Listen well.
Because of her pride, dozens were slain by the beasts of the Scourge. Your bloodline owes it to them to pay back that debt. I understand. Bitterness still runs very deep in the tribe.
This is your task.
Then I will have to head outside the walls.
That does seem like your most effective option, dangerous as it is. Never forget, no one is an orphan in Cierzo. Do not hesitate to ask the rest of the tribe for survival advice. If you can do a great deed for someone in Cierzo, we will owe you a tribal favor. Once you're ready to leave Cierzo, speak with Burac, the Gate Warden. Remember, you only have a few days. May your ancestors watch over you.
Okay, a few things to note. Unfortunately, not all dialogue is being voiced. So, a few things here and there I will point out because I find them relevant to the story or to the mission. Like the thing with the five winds and the followers of Elat. May become important. Let's see. I'm going to equip this quarterstaff over here. There was a gayberry bush. First thing I like to do is head to the shopkeeper Doran, ask if he has something for me to do, and buy a new backpack with a little bit more capacity.
Is there something you need?
I'd like to talk.
Can you help with this?
Yes, I can.
Excellent.
So apparently he has a ledger that needs to get to Berg. We don't know anything about Berg just yet, but maybe we'll find out. Also buy the Nomad Backpack. Unequip your backpack by pushing up on the D-pad. Equip the Nomad Backpack. And take everything you have in your primitive satchel and the satchel as well. As you can see, we now have a lantern attached to our backpack, which will help a great deal while exploring. So I recommend picking up this backpack. Then we're going to head back up here, take a left next to this guard. There's a gayberry bush in sight. And a felling great axe on these boxes. Enter the town hall. Enter this door to the left, run up these stairs, and loot this chest over here. Okay, we have some noble boots. I'm gonna equip those and take the rest. The content of chests, of junk piles and supply caches is randomized. Also the inventory of the merchants. There's a set amount of items that can spawn, and it is randomized within that, so you won't be able to, you will probably not receive the same items I get from the loot sources. Just a little heads up. Next we're going to climb this rooftop here to get our first piece of unique armor. Merton's skull is next to the chimney over here. We're going to slide back down and talk to another NPC, Helen Turnbull.
Greetings, friend.
I'm here about work.
Lend me your ear.
I'm looking for something I can do nearby.
As a matter of fact, I could use a Burac explorer for something.
If the pay is good, I'm willing to put my life in danger.
Here's what I need.
So she looks for a mushroom from the Blister Burrow northeast of Cierzo.
You'll know it if you find it.
Immense size and red color. Sounds like an adventure. I'll do it.
Perfect. Make sure you have a good weapon, a lantern, and plenty of supplies. Lend me your ear.
Okay, she's pointing out the way again. So that's our quest from Helen. There's also a little junk pile down here. Take the attire, the linen cloth. I don't pick up any torches. I'm not using them, but I will be using those gay berries here. Okay, next I want to pick up the pitchfork over here. I want to gather from the crab eye. Alright. There is another gayberry bush at the back here. There it is. Alright, then we will pass through here, walk up this ramp, and take a right. Here, so we can talk to Master Chef Arago.
Can I help you?
I'd like to talk.
Can you lend me a hand?
So apparently he loved this ceviche my parents used to make, and he just can't get it right, so he wants one from us.
Yes!
We can provide that. And he's also telling us the recipe: a rainbow trout, seaweed, and some salt. Alright.
Can I help you?
Also want to buy one bread from him. Next we are going to follow this path through the little set of stairs over here. Pick up these recipes. It's the makeshift leather set. You don't need to use the recipes are a consumable, and you don't have to learn them from here to be able to use them. You can just go into manual mode and learn them by yourself. We're going to loot this junk pile over here. Next we are going to fish. In case you're playing the vanilla version, you will now have received another trophy for fishing. There's also a machete over here. You can go ahead and talk to Izan if you want. You know what, let's just do it.
I wish I could greet you with a smile, but, well.
How are you holding up?
Yesterday I was leading our most ambitious expedition in a decade. Now, all that's left is this wreck, and a tribe in mourning.
What happened? How did our ship sink so close to home?
The lighthouse wasn't lit at the time we made impact with the rocks, I'm certain. We lost everyone who was below the deck at the time of the accident.
So we lost everything? All the coins, the spices, the armor and weapons?
Unfortunately, yes. What little we could salvage from the wreck has gone to the families of my drowned men.
Yeah, okay, I get that. We have no right to complain. As we lost, we have some coin and 4 months of time on this failed journey. My sailors lost their lives. Yeah, fair enough. Of course, their families need all the help they can get right now.
Kind as ever. Your parents would be proud.
Thank you.
The blood price on your head is disgusting. You weren't even born when that tragedy happened.
I welcome the challenge. Besides, it's an excuse to get out there and find adventure.
More like find an early grave and lose a leg.
Lose a leg, huh?
Suffering doesn't help anyone. I often wonder if we're alive because of our tribal laws or in spite of them.
Fair point as well.
I'm sorry I don't have better news. Best of luck with squaring things with Risa in the short term.
So, if you need 25 extra silver, you can go ahead and mug Izan. But I am not going to do that, because it may be beneficial to be on good terms with him for a quest later down the line. Well, I guess I truly am on my own then.
Actually, I do have a small stash of goods I hid in case of disaster.
Moon commands the stars. Alright, let's keep that in the back of our head.
Remember, you're not just a link in a chain. You're worth more than the blood in your veins.
Thanks, Izan. You're a straight shooter. I like you. Let's do some fishing again. Raw salmon added. We are going to pick up this water skin next to the purifier. Let's go ahead and have a drink of water and empty it, so we can gather some fish and also some salt water. No luck on the rainbow trout. Okay. There's also another fishing harpoon over here that I want to grab. We're going to head back. There's one crab eye bush over there that I want to have. That I want to gather from, I mean. Come on. Alright. That's a good yield. One more gayberry bush over here. Behind this little caravan, there's a hatchet. And over here is another crab eye bush. Okay, that was pretty nice. So now we are going to do a little bit of inventory management. Move the heavy stuff to our pouch. Alright. Now I'm going to climb this house over here. Follow up the wooden beam to the roof. And over here you find Merton's Ribcage and Merton's Shin bones. Well, the set is now complete. I'm quickly going to show it off, but I'm not going to use it because it has 0 defense. Yeah. Fashion over function, I guess. Okay, but jokes aside, let's put on the makeshift leather attire, the straw hat, and our boots. I'm going to start a little bit of decrafting, shift dagger, the basic attire, the worker boots. If you've got any sandals, don't decraft them. They sell for 6 silver, so I think it's worth more to sell them. All right. So now we are heading to the Cierzo Storage. There are a few things I like to grab, and also 2 enemies. I want to give a little taste of my power. Alright. When you exit this little hallway to the left, there's another lantern. Come on. And a flint and steel. Over here, there's a bedroll on the ground and some bread. There's a recipe on these boxes here. And another junk pile over here. Pretty good. Water skins are good early on. Let's grab the mining pick. Let's drink some water. And get ready for some combat. So these enemies, pretty much the same as the hyenas. You can circle around them and beat them up once you've staggered them enough. Here's some linen cloth for us. Let's take care of the second one. So we are now on cooldown for our kick. Now it's over. Good. Blood mushroom. Okay. I'm now going to equip the Troglodyte trident because it's pretty heavy. Let's gather this mushroom. Alright. On pretty much the opposite side of this little cave, there is an iron vein that we want to mine from. Alright, I also got a gem from this one. If you're on the vanilla version and you mine a vein and you get a gem, you also get a trophy for that. But not in the definitive edition. Can now turn off the light again and head back to Cierzo. So I am now going to drink one more sip of water and empty my water skin to grab some more salt water, because next we are going to do some cooking. Come on, gather it. Nice. So we will head back to the lighthouse and learn a few recipes. Alright, I'm also going to drop off some of my items, like this mining pick over here and the undamaged fishing harpoon. This stays with me. So now we're going to use the kitchen. First we're going to cook our salt water to get clean water and salt. We're going to cook our crab eye seed or some grilled crab eye seed. Another recipe learned. Okay, next thing is the 2 meat from the hyena in the beginning and 2 salt for some jerky. You will now have received the trophy for cooking with 4 ingredients. Next I'm going to use 4 gayberries to make some gayberry jam. So this is recipe 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we have learned 4 recipes so far. We need 50 in total, but this will happen eventually. I have a few special recipes in mind that I'm going to craft, I'm going to show you. But for now we are only going to do what we need. The next thing is ochre spice beetle and clean water. Bitter spicy tea. I will use up all my ochre spice beetle for that. The bitter spicy tea restores burn stamina, and you are going to burn your stamina by using it. So when you are sprinting, fighting or dodging, it will eventually be burned, which means the percentage, I can show you. Our stamina is now at 78 of 100, so we have 13 burn stamina, and it cannot be refilled either by using some items or sleeping. But that aside, is there anything else I want to do? Yeah, if you had a raw rainbow trout, you could use the raw rainbow trout, seaweed and salt for Cierzo Ceviche to give it to the chef. Unfortunately, we don't have that. But we can make some gayberry tartine. Nice. We now have 12 in total. That's a pretty good amount for the beginning. So next I'm going to the crafting menu. I'm going to use my grilled crab eye seeds with linen cloth to make poison rags. Nope. And I'm also going to use up all my seaweed to make more ice rags. As I mentioned before, if you're new to the game and are a little bit shaky about the combat, make sure you use them, the rags. I plan on selling them to make a little bit more of a buck. So now I'm going on a little shopping spree. Remember before you sell your items that we have to talk to Burac when we are ready to leave, which essentially translates to him teaching a weapon skill according to the weapon we have equipped. So with the spear you will get the Simeon's Gambit. With the pickaxe, with the Great Hammer, he will teach you Juggernaut. With a one-handed sword, he will teach you Puncture. With a one-handed axe, it's the Talos Cleaver. With the two-handed axe, it's Execution. With the halberd, it's Moonswipe. And also you can buy weapons from the blacksmith. There's a mace that will grant you the mace infusion. There's a claymore that will give you pommel counter. And did I forget something? Yeah, there are also cloth knuckles, which I'm going to craft and use, which will grant you the enrage skill. None of these skills are missable. There are skill trainers in the game that can teach you those skills. It's just to get a little head start with your build, so you can you're a little bit stronger in the beginning. I think I'm just going to do that right now. Get the enrage from him.
Need something?
I'm going outside.
Well, you got the essentials at least. Here, I'll teach you a skill.
Yeah, I want the skill for this weapon.
There you go. Mastering skills is the key to survival out in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I feel comfortable letting you outside the walls. Use the door when you want to head out.
So you can also ask Burac to train you, and he will teach you the pommel counter for two-handed swords. The Talos Cleaver for the one-handed axe can also be learned from one of the Kazite. We haven't seen them, we have just ran past them. But now I'm going to check the Thoroughboring Caravanner.
Greetings, friend.
There's a few items I want to get from him. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any of them. So in case you see the following items, you want to make sure you buy them. We need 3 scaled leather, we need 1 obsidian shard, and we need palladium scrap. Palladium scrap can also be gained from decrafting palladium spikes and beast golem scraps. They're a bit expensive, but the items are well worth it. My plan is to be using a Fang axe for the beginning of the game, so it's the iron axe upgraded to a Fang axe, which will eventually be upgraded to a horror axe. And I also want to have an obsidian pistol as soon as possible. The horror axe will inflict enemies with extreme poison, and the pistol will put enemies on fire in one shot. And that's 2 very powerful damage over time effects, which can melt the health bar of very, very many enemies that we are about to face. So, what are we going to do now? We will sell all the items that we stole from Cierzo. We want to keep the lanterns. We will need them for 2 enemies down the line. Also, in the vanilla version of the game, there's a trophy for using a lantern throw 5 times. So get a head start on that if you want. I don't want to sell the small sapphire just yet. There's a gem door later on where we can use that on. And also all the food items. I don't want to sell. I don't want to I don't want to lose anything. So we are doing pretty good on items so far. I am now going to buy the iron.
What could I do for you? All right.
Iron axe from him. So as you can see, he's selling you all the basic weapons, shields, a bow, some armor, pretty expensive stuff. He also has some basic recipes for us, but we are going to craft a few of them on our own. We don't need his recipes. You could think of buying some tripwire traps and some iron spikes or iron scrap, but this doesn't tickle my fancy. We're going to craft with what we find. So speaking of which, I'm going to gather some of the wood. Go to the crafting menu. I will use 2 iron scrap, 1 linen cloth and 1 wood to make the tripwire trap. If you're playing the vanilla version, another trophy should have been unlocked by now. Other than that, I will equip my iron axe. I think I should sell the the cloth knuckles.
Hey there.
Do you have a job for me? I'd like to talk.
Is the plan.
So you're needing crystal powder, huh?
Hey, listen.
I will make that for you. She also tells us how to do it. We have to blend 4 mana stones in a deployed alchemy kit. She also does sell the alchemy kit, but it costs 60 silver, which is pretty expensive for this point in the game. So she has nothing of interest to us, which is fine. Okay, we now have the main quest call to adventure that we have to pay 150 silver or gain a tribal favor. And we also have the ledger to Berg, Helen's Fungus, the need Cierzo Ceviche and Alchemy. These 2 quests here, there are a few of this kind. There's also another one for the blacksmith where you can craft you a unique set of armor. These quests can be repeated, and once you accept the quest from the blacksmith and you have completed it, it will still show up in your inventory, which is why I'm not going to tackle this right now. But the other ones, you can do them every few days, gain a little something from them. But for now, I just want to do it once, so it's being marked in our logbook as a completed quest. Because I'm a good guy. It's just a warm feeling in my tummy. Alright, what else? I wanted to sell my cloth knuckles. Damn it. And I wanted to talk to Ido. Sorry about that. Got a little carried away. So we are going to head up this ramp here. This time we want to go straight and take a little left. Oda over here, he can teach you the Talus Cleaver. It's a weapon skill for the one-handed axe, which can cripple and slow down your enemy. It sounds pretty good, but I never really got around to use it, since the one-handed axe has this little special attack with one square move, with one square push, and that is solid enough for me. But Ito has something to tell us.
Amber, my friend.
I'd like to talk. You're busy standing around, huh? Alright, never mind. I want to train. So this is our first skill tree. There are quite a few in the game, and you only can... The skills are divided into tiers basically. At the bottom here is tier 1. You can buy all of those from all the skill trees. You only you only need the money. Then with this chain here in the middle, this is the breakthrough skill. You can only use 3 of those from all of the skill trees. So make sure you know what you want to pick. If you have any questions, if you're unsure about something, I will put the information of the Outward wiki in the description. You can also contact me if there's anything I may help you. Also, there are a few solid guides. For example, SheenShots did produce some solid content for this game, so shout out to him. And then we have the tier 3 skills over here, which can only be accessed once you have the breakthrough skill. I will do the majority until the point where I want to do the safe file manipulation. I will hold off on using any breakthrough points, so I have the option on trying out some different builds to put a little salt in the soup. But we want to buy the fitness passive over here and steady arm. We also have shield charge over here, but I don't plan on using shields for too long, I think, if at all. But with that out of the way, I still didn't sell my cloth knuckles.
Is there something you need?
There's something you need, my friend, and it's these cloth knuckles. Alright, so we are pretty much done with anything we have to do in Cierzo. It is 7 PM, so it's starting to get dark. And I think that's a good point to end the episode for now. I'm going to create a second character, the Stockpile Thomas I'm going to call him, to lighten the load of my backpack and to watch over my stuff. And I will show you my inventory at the start of the next episode, but I will be resting for a little bit now. All this running around, stealing and selling was pretty daunting, pretty exhausting. I thank you all for watching. I hope I'll see you in the next one. If there's anything you have to say, please make sure to drop it in the comment section down below. And I hope you will join me in the next episode of Outward Platinum Walkthrough. May wind be at your back, my friend.